Your news for the state of Tennessee in about 10 minutes. Tennessee in 10 starts now.
I'm Marius Payton, and thanks so much for joining us for Tennessee in 10. We begin in East Tennessee, where there are safety concerns surrounding a handgun model carried by Knoxville police. People are suing the gun maker, claiming it accidentally fires even when no one pulls the trigger. Yeah, what you saw and just heard was the Sig Sauer P320. A Knoxville police spokesperson says the department staff vetted the handgun and found it safe, but a lawyer representing hundreds in their lawsuit against Sig Sauer says the P320 is defective and putting people in danger.
What we're seeing in the field are a staggering number of unintended discharges where individuals' hands are not even touching the gun, whether it be their body movement, whether it be movement within the holster, whether it be someone trying to retrieve their gun but going nowhere near the trigger.
Knoxville Police Department says staff knew about the accidental discharges, but after talking to the gun maker, decided to move forward with the P320 to get a smaller, lighter weapon into officers' hands. KPD also added that officers have had extensive training with the gun, firing more than 300,000 rounds through 400 of the guns with no issue. Well, a Tennessee judge handed down the longest sentence ever in the state. Convicted of child abuse, Kentarius McGuffey received 10 consecutive life sentences without parole, plus another 16 years in prison. McGuffey was arrested in 2024 after investigators say he uploaded explicit material on Snapchat. He was convicted in McMinn County of 27 counts of sexual abuse.
I'm Jerry Askin. The U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, is denying accusations that agents shut down a Memphis restaurant for refusing to serve them. Video of the National Guard outside the Samet shop in Orange Mound went viral. Activists shared it, saying the owner asked the guard to leave. The owner posted a sign on the door saying, quote, "No ICE access." Well, the post on X said troops used the location as a staging area. When crowds gathered, officials called MPD as a protective measure. No one attempted to enter the shop.
Well, Tennessee's child death rate has reached the highest level in more than just 2 decades. That's according to the 2025 State of the Child in Tennessee report. Data shows that in 2023, Tennessee had a child and teen death rate of 32 per 100,000. It also shows that child poverty levels are improving but are still higher than the national average. Data collected from the food banks during the government shutdown also highlight how much Tennesseans rely on SNAP benefits to put food on the table. According to the report, the median market rate for child care reached just under $14,000 a year. Now, to put that in perspective, that's more expensive than in-state tuition at all 4 of Tennessee's public universities.
The Department of Defense has assigned 20 military lawyers to serve as special assistant U.S. attorneys right here in Memphis. It's due to the increased workload that has been created by the Memphis Safe Task Force. That workload has overwhelmed the court system and the Shelby County Jail. These attorneys are from all 4 branches of the military. The U.S. Attorney's Office says many bring prior federal and state prosecution experience. In November, the attorneys completed a special training on district-specific rules.
Well, Tennessee remains one of the top growing states in the country. U-Haul ranks it as the number 4 state for incoming rental trucks. The company says affordability is a major draw, along with job growth, with companies like Oracle expanding into the area. Kentucky moved up in U-Haul's growth rankings last year from number 25 to number 17. Stefano.
We are tracking a first alert weather day across a good amount of the state, Marius. That is for Friday and now into our day on Saturday as well. Just the first half of the day, but we're still focused on heavier rainfall, strong thunderstorms. We could see some minor wind damage, maybe some localized flooding. Most of the state, 1 out of 5 on that threat scale. The higher threat is going to be down to our south for parts of Alabama, Mississippi. We get into southeastern Arkansas as well. So areas like Huntsville, Birmingham, down through Tuscaloosa will be the main areas for severe weather. But even here in the state of Tennessee, we could get some gusty thunderstorms. Isolated tornado is still on the table, but it's a very low-end threat. Again, mostly focused on high winds and heavier rainfall. Dry pretty much through our day today. Don't be surprised if a shower tries to sneak into a couple of spots. As we continue into our night tonight, through tomorrow morning. We are going to start with a few showers and thunderstorms early tomorrow. Don't discount these maybe having some gusty winds or some good downpours in themselves. That is something we'll keep an eye on going into tomorrow morning. Watch the wave of rain that develops late in the day heading into the overnight. You can see it developing down to our south through Alabama, northern portions of Mississippi as well. So it's that area of rain we're most concerned about because that's going to be very widespread. It'll be steady. It will also be heavy and have some of those embedded strong thunderstorms. That's where we could get the risk of some flash flooding. Even in Middle Tennessee, by Saturday morning, the rain is continuing. It will move to the east, right through the plateau, out in the Smokies by the start of Saturday afternoon. But we should dry out quickly the rest of our day Saturday. Get ready for a good blast of cold air. Temperatures will mostly stay in the 30s on Sunday.
It's 3 years later, and we still don't have any justice for my son. The whole world saw what happened to my son.
Whole world. That's right. Whole world.
Yeah, we did. The whole world.
It's been 3 years since Tyree Nichols was beaten to death by now former Memphis police officers during a traffic stop, and his family says time has not helped ease the pain. Nichols' death ignited national outrage and renewed calls for police reform. But for his family, that grief is compounded by what they say is an unfinished fight for accountability.
Those types of pretextual traffic stops that are not themselves related to public safety, those equipment violations and things like that, they are not at all strongly correlated in the numbers with finding real crimes. What they are strongly correlated with is unfair racial profiling. Yeah.
This time last year, the Memphis Police Department was under investigation by the Justice Department, which stemmed from Nichols' beating death. Since then, those findings have been dismissed under the new administration.
Well, the king of rock and roll would have turned 91 years old today. Graceland is making Elvis Presley's birthday with a week of events. Action News 5 got an early look at 2 new exhibitions. The biggest one celebrates 1956, a breakthrough year in Elvis's career.
We are opening 2 new exhibitions here at Graceland. One of them is a look back at 1956. It's been 70 years since Elvis recorded his first album and had his first gold record on RCA. But the bigger exhibition we're opening is Epic, Elvis Presley in concert. And it is highlighted by a movie that is coming out in February by Baz Luhrmann, also the same title, Epic.
And that was Jerry Askins reporting. Elvis's proclamation ceremony will be held at 8:30 this morning here in the Mid-State. The Grand Ole Opry plans to celebrate country music icon and longtime Opry member Dolly Parton's 80th birthday. The Opry will air its 4th annual Opry Goes Dolly show on January 17th. The show will highlight songs from her 1980s era and other classics from her catalog. The special will feature other Opry members and special guests performing their favorite Dolly hits. Vince Gill and Lainey Wilson are among the artists scheduled to perform. Tickets are available now, and the Opry says Dolly is not scheduled to appear in person. Well, we want to thank you so much for watching Tennessee in 10. Enjoy your Thursday.